Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the North East Non-League Show, sponsored by DJ Private Hire, Gateway Accountancy Services Limited, Elite Goalkeeper Academy, Motivate, and Danny Lake Plumbing and Heating. Tonight is our Quinny special with guest Peter Quinn. Quinny, thank you very much for coming on the show tonight.
No problem at all. Thank you for the invite, James. Very much appreciated. Looking forward to it, pal.
Excellent. Well, I had a little break after this one. I've got a holiday and a few birthdays coming up, so I thought we need to get someone special in for our last show before a little break. For that as well. Can it be getting you on?
Well, aye, no problem at all, mate. No problem at all.
So now we're going to be talking about the podcast, obviously, the Friday shoutouts, which I absolutely love, Chester Street Town, a little bit of chat about the Northern League before we go at the end as well. But starting with the podcast, the Chester Street Shenanigans with Quinny and Jester. Where did that all start? Who had the idea for that one?
So basically, obviously, you know, I've mentioned it a few times, but I'm a former referee, and I retired from refereeing at Chester Street Town, and that's actually where I began my referee career about 15 years ago. So it was quite fitting. Actually, I knew I was going to retire, so I got in contact with the league, and I said I actually had a top of the table clash. But he said, where do you want to go for your last game? And I went to Chester Street. Anyway, so I went to Chester Street, did the game, and the committee were brilliant. They gave me an announcement over the tannoy, got me a gift as well, which was very unexpected. Because I'm born and bred in Chester Street, but I live in Seaham now. So I was just at the game, and I was asked if I wanted to come on board with the committee. Michael Graver, who's the head of recruitment at Chester Street, said, "Oh, we need some young blood." So he said, "Get yourself on." So I got myself on the committee. I'm actually a trustee there now as well. And it was actually Joe Burleson's son, Paul, had the idea. And he went, "Listen, you know the Jester?" And I said, "I know of him. I've never met him before, but I know of him because of his silly hat." And he said, "I've got an idea. I would love for you and the Jester to do something." And I said, "Well, we'll do what?" And he went, "Well, I don't know, but I just want you to do something." So I just obviously met Jester, got on really well, obviously for the love of Chester Street. And you know, he said, "Oh, I've always fancied doing a podcast." "Oh, what sort of podcast?" He said, "Let's do one just about football in Chester Street." Anyway, so we were in discussions for ages, doing and fro. Now he's the master of it all. I'm going to put this out there. The Jester is the man who sorts it all out. And all I do is turn up. I turn up, do me bit, and I go home. Jester does it all. All the editing, all this, all that. It's all because of Jester. So I need to get that out there. But anyway, so yeah, that's where it was born. Really, Joe Burleson's son said, "I want you to do something," and then it was Jester who said, "I've always fancied doing a podcast." Obviously, podcasts are on trend, aren't they, at the moment? So I thought, well, I like to talk. I like to talk a lot. So you know, why not do something about it? And then it's just grown from there, really. But yeah, that was a really long intro of how it was born. But yeah, that's how it was. That's how it was born. Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. Like you say, great laughs, and it's just so nice getting obviously the amount of stories and like funny stories from the players, teams that played against, funny stories that's happened in change rooms. I mean, we had a few on here, bit X-rated, but they're even the better ones. But for people that's not watched, I mean, just tell us a little bit about who's been on and kind of what goes on the show.
Yeah. So we've had one of a few Chester legends. First of all, we had Craig Marron, who was voted Chester Street Town's #1 player across the years. Loves his football, loves Celtic, proper grafter on and off the field. And we'll say, well, we need to get someone on really who loves his football, loves Chester Street Town, still loves Chester Street Town, comes and watches them all the time. He's a big supporter. He's always in the clubhouse. So we got him on, and it was really, really good to get Maz on because he's well respected in the game. He knows a lot of people, and he's played a lot of big games, at Chester Street, and he wears his heart on his sleeve. And getting him on was brilliant because he had some really good stories about managers, and some he liked, some he didn't. Some players he liked, some he didn't. But that's football. And he was just great crack. It was because obviously I've known Maz for a while, but not personally. And I think I've got to know him now as a person. And on the field, he's an absolute animal. Anyone who's played against Marin is an animal. But off the field, he's a pussycat. And he was great. He was great crack. He was really great crack. Andrew Clarkson, HMS, brilliant player, great stories, come across really well. And yeah, we like to get ex-players on, and not just for Chelsea Street. We'd like to invite anyone on, really, like, you know, who just loves talking about football. And we've had Joe Burleson on, the number one, the Godfather.
Yeah.
He came in now, right? Joe came, and he had like 4 or 5 A4 pieces of paper because he'd been there like 40, 30 years, and he just had this reams and reams and reams of notes because he wanted to mention everybody that he's come across, you know. But yeah, Joe was a really good guest. But yeah, we'll just have a great laugh, mate. It's just fun, and we just want to bring the spotlight not just on Chesley Street, but the Northern League. You know, it's not I don't know there's any other clubs that are doing a podcast. So we try to incorporate everybody, not just Chester.
Oh, it's really good to see. I mean, obviously, guests or fans like your players that you've seen as well at Chester Street. Who would you like to get on there next?
Poor, there's going to be a few. I'd like to get again. I've never met this fella, but he's a legend at Chester Street. Kegs. I'd like to get Kegs on. The ex manager as well. He was there for years. Colin, I think he's called. I can't remember his surname. Put us on the spot. We've actually asked. He won't mind us saying. Obviously, he's got a full-on season ahead of him. But young Scotty Robson, because he's from Chesley Street.
Oh yes,
yeah, and he obviously, you know, he played for Chesley Street for a little bit, and he's going on to bigger and better things. So Scotty's actually said when he's got time in his calendar. We're going to get him on, like, so you won't mind me saying that, but it's just when he has time, and that's the sort of person that you want on the show, really. Someone who all the Northern League knows, but also has a connection with Chesley Street because he lives there. His family's from there, and you know, he's going on to bigger and better things, hopefully. So yeah, that's the kind of person that, you know, you want to get on, not just to raise the profile for us, but also for the Northern League. You know,
exactly. You know, some great stories there. I mean, that kind of ties in with the next belt we're going to talk about, and it's just nice to see teams getting on board, people getting on board, and like you say, the social media now, people are starting to have a bit of laugh of it rather than taking it too serious.
Yeah,
which I think is even better in the Northern League. And one of the things that I absolutely love that you do is the Friday shout out, and it always comes when it's my last kind of, it's even my dinner or my last break on a Friday. I know I'm not working on a weekend, and it comes through and it just puts a smile on my face. You could have a bad day on the phones or customers shouting at you, and it comes through and I think this is great. I mean, where did that come from?
Well, that's it. I mean, basically, anyone who knows me, that when I go on holiday for that yearly break, I started doing these vlogs, and they were just, I used to do 3 vlogs on a holiday, start, middle, end, and they were just silly, stupid things. But it would, when I'd come home, and there was obviously nothing bad in it. It was just fun, like you say, having where I'm at, what I'm doing, bit of a laugh, you know. Hope you're enjoying Coronation Street when I'm having 25 beers, that sort of stuff. And then when you get home, people say, "Oh, Quinny, when you going on holiday next?" And I'm thinking, well, clearly people like it, so I do it every year. And then obviously when I joined Chesley Street, obviously, like, I'm no social media expert, but I know, like, content attracts people. So I just put it on myself, really. I said, right, I'm going to just, like, before match day, if it's a home game, or if it's an important away game, I'll do a 2-minute video, 1 minute 30 seconds of me being me. It's Quinny from Chelsea Street Town Football Club, people. You know, that's that. You know, and it just, you know, it does put a smile on people's faces. And I've had people come up to me. I think we were playing. It was a game. We were playing Blue Star. It was a Friday night. I put a. It's one of my first or second videos. I put a little call out to say, listen, big game under the lights. This will be cracking. And I did the video, and I had a few people, without blowing me trumpet, this is true, coming up to me saying, Quinny, I'm here because I saw your video. And I'm like, well, if I've put even if it's 1 or 2 people on the gate, that, you know, that's you know, from a club perspective, that's £10 on the gate plus 2 pints of £4, so it's 30 quid. And that's the aim, really, is just to get more people to come. One, because Northern League is proper football. Chelsea Street is run by proper people. Don't take ourselves too seriously. Obviously, on the pitch, the players do, the management do, but off it, we're just one big family. I mean, I went to Benidorm with a couple of first teamers and the management recently, and you know, it's just that family atmosphere. So that's why I do the videos. Is just because let's face it, the world is absolutely horrific at the moment. Let's not go into too much detail what's going on recently, but it is. So if I can do something where it's going to switch someone off for a minute or two, you know, that's what I'll do. You know, and that's why I love doing it. Yeah, it's good fun.
Oh, that's close. Puts a smile on my face. But like you say, it just takes, it could be a groundhopper watching it, and it could just be like, I don't know where to go tomorrow. Video pops up. Let's go to Cheshire Street, and it just helps, doesn't it? Everyone.
Yeah, it's you know, it's fun for me, right? Because I'm stupid, and I love doing it. And if I can encourage anyone, any age or any person, come down to Cheshire Street. If you love your football and you're doing out, pop down. Pints, food, good game of football, good atmosphere. Everyone's welcome because Northern League's where it's at. You know what I mean?
But with the videos as well, I can imagine. Has there ever been a team that you've played against where you put one out and said, "Oh, there you go, and we've beat you"? Have that one back. So I imagine there's been one or two.
No. There's been a few where, you know, and it's all been fun, mind, right?
Yeah.
I'll probably watch this, right? But we played Billingham Synthonia.
That was it, yeah.
Obviously see the videos and stuff, and all good banter, and all the players knew who I was, and you know, and it was good fun. And then we played another team towards the end of last season, which really stopped our promotion hope. We played Yarmouth Eaglescliff, and let's just say they were looking for me to give us a dig or two. But in a friendly manner, you know what I mean. But at the time, it was, you know, it was a big game, and they beat us, and like, Quinny, you know what I mean. It's just fun. There's no malicious, there's no hatred, there's nothing. It's just for me friendly banter, and you know, and that's what it's all about. So if I can have fun with teams over the season, it means I'm doing something good. If people are coming at me, they're clearly watching the videos, and I'm not upsetting anyone because I'm never nasty. You know, I'm just fun. You know, and if people want to bite or want to have a go, that's up to them. But for me, it's just fun, complete fun. That's all it is.
It's brilliant, man. Before we get up the club itself as well, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that's watching. Nice message come there from Talk Ball today. Love Quinny from Northallerton fan there as well.
Oh, sweet.
Brilliant, man. Absolutely class. But again, please get across to Cheshire Street Town. Like you say, like, subscribe. On the follow on the Twitter page and everything. Honestly, social media now is massive. I know we've had a few club push shows now. Get on, help them, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, some clubs do it like really, really well, and you know, and I've contacted a few clubs saying, listen, how do you do this and how do you do that? Like, just to make us a little bit more professional. And because a lot of clubs are doing it, but you know, we've got things going on this season. Neil, who's, you know, I've got to mention Neil. Yeah, he does all the match updates and that one now. Or if he's not there, I'll do it on my phone. But he does everything like that, and he's put together some really good templates. And like you say, social media is where that, and if other clubs are doing it, no matter how big or small they are, some of them are doing it really well. And because everyone's got a smartphone, James, everyone, you know, and everyone's on X or everyone's on Facebook. So you've got to step up to the plate and be like your rivals, but you've got to be like your other clubs, and get the message across that, listen, we're a professional outfit, you know, and you know, we want to give a good message that we know what we're doing, and we do. It's class that other teams are taking it seriously as well on social media and interviewing the managers after the game. I get to do that alongside Neil with Bowser. He's managed a box of frogs. But it's just good. It's good. You know what? It keeps us involved. It keeps us going. And, you know, long may it continue.
Yeah, it's quite a strange one because I've obviously worked with West End now, and we did the podcast down on last Saturday against Chester Street United, and obviously before the show I was interviewing both managers as a part of North East Knowledge Show. After the game, I then had to manage, obviously, our own manager for Sun and West End. I put it on our Facebook page. It was quite different how to get the interviews across, what I could say, what I couldn't say, because people say, no, I was taking one side now. But I tried my best.
Is Colin Storrs behaving himself?
Just about.
Stawsy, legend colours. Again, there's another one who's mad as a box of frogs. But he loves his football, you know. And again, obviously, I don't know if he's still refereeing, but you know, he loves his football, and that's why he's got involved with yourselves at West End, and he's turned it round. And you know, fair play to people like Stawsy, because everyone needs a Stawsy. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly, brilliant. And you mentioned Bowie there as well, and two great people for me personally in charge now, and Bowie and Stewart. And they've turned the club around. Like I say, it's a club that they're now fighting on the pitch, and everyone wants to come and watch. I know I've had a few people in the group saying they were just living around the area, didn't really get the ground to watch many games, but now they do because of the way that the team's now set up. I mean, what's your thoughts since they've come into the club?
Yeah, so those two, Bowser, the two, for me, the two amazing human beings. Obviously, you know, they've both played high levels. Bowser, he'll tell you that he's played for Real Madrid and Juventus and Barcelona. You know, he's mad as a box of frogs. But he loves his football, knows his football, and he's getting it right at Chelsea Street. When they joined, the club was quiet, the team were quiet, games were crap. And you know, and they've come in and they've injected their personality. They're both, like I say, both as mad as a box of frogs, right? But they've injected their personalities in the dressing room. But what that does do is that when players respect you, they'll run through walls for you. You know, in the Chelsea Street side, you've got the likes of Josh Akal. Now that boy there, right? He's one of the most loyal players you can have at a football club. He's been around for years. There's been times where he hasn't played, he's been injured, or he's just been on the bench, and he's held on, and he's held on, and he's held on, and now he's I think he's club skipper. But when he's playing, he's got the armband. My God, what a player that Josh Akal has turned out to be, man. He is phenomenal in the job that he does. Every blade of grass puts the graft in. He scored 30 goals, you know, on a Sunday morning. You know what I mean? I know it's only Sunday morning, no disrespect to Sunday morning football, but if you can score 30 goals in any level of football, you know where the net is, don't you?
Decent, isn't it?
But and I missed. I got. He sent us a message last weekend. I missed the game. I was at a wedding, and he scored an absolute screamer. And he messaged us, and I fell out here because he weren't there for me goal. And I was like, sorry, Josh. I think he's on holiday now watching. Hiya, Josh. Another player who, going back to the players running through walls with people, you've got the likes of Kieran Beattie. Now that he gets called the cheetah. He's just, you know, up and down the field, works his absolute trolleys off. And again, that comes from the top. And those sorts of players, and Scotty Wallace and Warren Payson, you know, they're all top class people who play for those two, and I can go through the whole side. So I won't bore you with going through the whole side, but we've got a nucleus of a team that these guys are, you know, in training, and they're working so hard. And you know, Chelsea Street will, in my opinion, I mean, that we'll talk about it in a bit. The result last night wasn't the greatest, but we have got the nucleus of a fantastic football inside, and you know, and that comes down to the two guys, Bowie and not just Bowie. You've got Porky as well. Do you know Porky?
Yeah, in the background. Yeah.
What Porky is? Me and the Jester call him the Puppet Master. He's the guy behind who makes decisions. Doesn't make decisions because it ultimately comes to Bowser, but he has the idea, and then Bowser does it, comes off. So we call him the Puppet Master. But he's one of the most important people at that football club, is Porky. He really, really is. Massive shout out to Porky. What a guy. Loves his football, knows his football. And you get behind the scenes, he's one of the most well-respected people you'll ever meet.
Yeah, there's a few clubs like that. They don't really get the mention, but you see them in the background, the amount of work that they do. It's unbelievable as well. Nice little message there, got on Quinny. The Egyptians are loving you, man. Mo Salah sends his love from the Jester. Thanks for watching. And we touched on this season. Played 2, won 1, lost 1. 2-0 win against Thornaby, and then the 2-1 loss against Eshwin. And I know we're just chatting before we came on the show, and I know we've done a couple of shows already about the Northern League, and I think Division 2 is going to be so open this season. A few surprises. I don't think there's going to be a runaway winner. It's going to be so close, top to bottom. isn't it? I mean,
before the season started, there was rumours that Marsk were going to come into our league.
Right.
And at that point, then you go, well, what's the point in turning up? You know, Marsk are going to storm the league, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it turns out they haven't, which really has switched it where it's open. It's open. I think anyone can beat anyone. I think there's probably about 11 sides that could win the league or hit those playoffs. So every single result matters. That's why last night at Esh winning, bear in mind it's only the second game, I was distraught. Thinking, Jesus Christ, you can't lose games like this. But I've got to show massive respect to Esh winning because they played Billingham previous game, beat them. I think it was at Billingham, and then we played them at Esh winning yesterday, and you know they'll shock a few sides. We've got a good player at the back, number 4. Can't remember what his name is. The striker up front, big tall lad, Joe, I think he's called. Really old style, tall centre forward, but he can, you know, he puts himself about and he makes them tick when he's fit and on fire. Everything goes through him. So he's the kind of player that centre halves don't like playing against. But if you speak to Kevin Dixon, Chelsea Street legend Kevin Dixon, he was there last night. He was like, Quinny, I love playing against players like that. So yeah, but Esh winning will shock a few people. I'm not going to say where they're going to finish, but I'm telling you, they're going to shock a few people. And they've still got the likes of Swifty playing for them. Came on last night for the last 10 minutes, put a challenge in right at our box, like a real fantastic challenge. Pinged the ball up the top. They went and scored in the top corner in the last few minutes. You know, so sickener, absolute sickener. But hats off to Esh winning. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, great sign. And what would be your aim, would you say, now for Chelsea Street for the season? Now, you look like you say win the league and then playoffs. It's got to be obviously pushed on from last season, isn't it?
Yeah. For me, it's playoffs, full stop.
Yeah.
Missed out by 2 points last season, which was totally our fault. We had some really bad results. We were, you know, when we played Blythe Town away, and we beat them. Bear in mind they were the champions, and we beat them twice that season, home and away. Probably one of the only clubs to do it. I think. Don't think there was many. That night, I thought, this is it. It. And then we played Yarmouth Eaglescliffe. Yarmouth Eaglescliffe. That's, you know, they came, they did a job, beat us, and that was it. Really, there was no coming back. Missed out by 2 points. So this season, it's playoffs. It has to be playoffs. If anything more, amazing. But like you say, this league is going to be so tight. You know, but yeah, playoffs. 100%.
Yeah, it's going to be brilliant. I mean, just finishing off on the Northern League. I mean, looking at Division 1, I mean, even already in that, well, I think I know there's some games tonight, but I think Blythe won twice, Redcar twice, Penrith, and I think it's one more Shildon. That's won twice in there. And you look at Division 1, I don't know the full-time scores at the minute, but Billingham Thonia, who I said person would be up there, Chester Town, but in the league, there's only Ashwinham, literally out of 2 games, who's played from last night. That's the only team that's won 2 games. And that just showing 2 games in, there's only one side, apart from tonight possibly, that's won 2 games in a row. It just shows you how open it's going to be. I mean, who do you fancy, first of all, for Division 1? I went for Blythe Town, actually. I really fancy them with just the setup that they've got. What's your thoughts on that division?
I think, again, it's one of those, that division where it's so tight. I mean, I'm not saying Eason Colliery are going to win the league. They're not. No disrespect, Ollie, love you. But, you know, there's a lot of good sides. Eason plays some really good football. You got the Blue Star, brilliant. You know, really good football. My mate Clarkey is obviously the manager now at Berkeley. They played Penrith last night.
Yeah,
got beat 3-0. Apparently they got battered. They got battered. Penrith might be a shock. I don't know. It's wide open. It's wide open.
Massive, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, like you say, with Division 2, it just shows, as we mentioned, that Ashwin are the only team, apart from tonight's games, to win the first 2 opening games. I know there might be 1 or 2 more tonight as well, but it just shows you straight away how tight it is. We've just been mentioning it there, but we did the show a few weeks ago and we kind of said who we fancying for the league or playoffs, and I know it was in alphabetical order, but you're just going down from them first 12 teams. You went, they could be in the playoffs, they could be in the playoffs, they could be in the playoffs. There was no way you kind of thought, well, they're going to struggle this season, where over the last couple of seasons, there's been 1 or 2 that thinking, well, they really are going to be down there. There's no one like that this season, is there?
No, you know, normally I say judge a season like where you think it's going to pan out after 10 games.
Yeah,
I think this season, after 10 games, I'm not too sure you're going to be able to tell between 8 and 11 sides, where it's going to be every game counts. When that, it's 2 games in, mate, and this is the way we're talking. Do you know what I mean? It's frightening. But again, there's some really good footballing clubs out there now. Managers have got their players playing really well, so it's good for James. It's good for Northern League. It gets people through the gates, because if they're going to pay the £5, some people charge more than that. But let's not talk about that. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is people will go and watch, and it'll bring the crowds in, knowing that these 2 sides are playing really well, and you go and watch some proper football. It's just good. It's just good.
Oh, really good. Like you say, I think a lot of sides with, like you mentioned before, the social media and just putting things now on for fans. I mean, I know we've had kind of voting for our entrance music. We're finally going to have some music playing before games and stuff like that. And it just creates a little bit of atmosphere at these games, and fans voting on things. And like you say, it just brings so many more people in. And I mean, I just got the email through today to say, right, you can now download your Newcastle season ticket ready for in a week's time. I'm thinking, do I really want to go now? Like, if I didn't even want to renew it, it was my son that said, "Oh, please, Dad, let's just go for another season." It's just because you fall in love with the Northern League, and there's certain players, like on last Saturday, I know we were playing away, but technically we're down the hub. They were coming out, all right, really. It's a totally different place to be compared to the professional game, isn't it?
Totally. I mean, I'm a Sunderland supporter for my sins, and obviously my son, he's 12, and he loves going. It's our thing, you know what I mean? And it's like, I wasn't too bothered about renewing, no matter what gone on at the club. And I asked him the question. I says, "Do you want to renew?" And he went, "Yes, Dad." And that was it. I'm not going to stop him going to watch his Sunderland as long as we can have fun together. And that's again another thing. You spend time with your family, whether it's Sunderland games or Northern League games. Everyone's friendly, but I do prefer Northern League, like you say. It's so much more friendly. The football's real. As much as I love Sunderland and I love celebrating goals and I love all that, but Northern League's where it's at, like, if I'm honest.
100%. But no, Quinny, thank you so much. And like you say, honestly, please keep doing what you're doing, yourself and Jester, and please keep the Friday shout-outs. Honestly, they're fantastic. Just bringing a bit of fun to the league and just Cheshire Street, and it's fantastic season. Please keep that going.
Will do. Way on! Quinny from Chester Street Town Football Club. People, I've been on with James Reid tonight, and it's been bloody brilliant.
No, honestly, fantastic. And again, everyone that's been watching, as always, thank you so much for your support. I know we hit 1.5K subscribers over the weekend, so thank you so much for that as well. A little break now, like you say, holiday and a couple of birthdays come myself and partners coming up to the 10th of August, 12th of August, so very, very busy August coming up, but we're back mid-August with more shows coming in as well. But again, hope you all enjoy the rest of your night, and please keep enjoying the Northern League. Like you say, these games are coming thick and fast. I've just been watching the score updates before we came on. There's just goal after goal. Just enjoy every minute of it. Hopefully plenty for yourself as well, Quinny, at the weekend.
Why, no bother. Hopefully, mate. FC Hartlepool. And there's another team you got to watch. FC Hartlepool.
Yeah.
Suggestions will take 3 points, though.
But no, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoy your night as well.